everyone, and welcome back to Librarian's Choice. Each week we will be highlighting some of the new materials coming into the children's section of the library. If you're interested in any of the books we talk about today, the library is now open, so you can come in and take out the book, or you can always put a hold on it and pick it up later. This week we are looking at a junior novel about a dog in distress, a picture book with lots of science experiments, a non-fiction book all about the plants in your backyard, and closing it out with a dino fairy tale. And now, without any further ado, let's look at some books. Our first book this week is We Could Be Heroes by Margaret Finnegan. Shiloh meets Remy Nightingale in this funny and heartwarming debut novel about a 10-year-old that finds himself in a whole lot of trouble when his new friend Maisie recruits him to help save the dog next door. Hudson is in a bit of trouble after an incident involving the boys' bathroom and a terribly sad book his teacher is forcing them to read. Hank is left with a weak suspension and a slightly charred hardcover. And, it turns out, the intention of new girl Maisie Huang. Maisie has been on the lookout for a kid to help her with a very important mission, saving her next door neighbor's dog, Booler. Booler has seizures, and his owner, Mr. Jorgensen, ties him up outside all day and all night because of them. It's enough to make Hank even sadder than the book does. He has autism, and he knows exactly what it's like to be treated poorly because you're different. But being different isn't a bad thing, and Hank is willing to get into some more trouble to prove it. Soon, he and Maisie are lying, brown-nosing, baking, and cow-making, all in the name of saving Booler. But everything isn't quite as it seems. Booler might not be the only one needing saving, and being a hero can look a lot like being a friend. In this book, we follow Hank as he struggles to keep his emotions in check and use his strategies to overcome difficulties. This book will help children gain insight or provide a realistic glimpse into the life and feelings of a child living with autism. This is a wonderfully heartwarming story with relatable characters and a positive message that, as Hank would say, different isn't less. Our next book is Libby Loves Science by Kimberly Derting and Shelley R. Johansson. Libby loves science. She investigates the world by mixing, measuring, experimenting, and asking, what if? When Libby and her friends volunteer to run the science booth at their school's fair, they have some great ideas brewing. But what happens when the other kids don't think science is fun? Libby steps up, takes charge, and gets to show everyone just how fun science can be. Included in the book are worksheets for each of the science experiments mentioned, such as giant bubbles, fluffy slime, or homemade ice cream. Learn and play with elements of chemistry and physics, and trust us, you'll have a blast. If you're looking for similar books, Derting has another book called Libby Loves Science for more STEM fun. Our next book is Flower Power, The Magic of Nature's Healers by Christine Packman and illustrated by Olaf Hajek. Olaf Hajek's fascinating and mesmerizing art may be familiar to many adults, but now young readers can appreciate his work while also learning about the health benefits of many plants they may find in their backyard. Hajek's paintings spring to life, populated by insects, birds, fruit, and fairy tales that illustrate the drama of the natural world. Accompanying each painting are engaging texts that explore various cultural and medicinal aspects of the flowers and plants, as well as their importance to artists, writers, and healers. They will learn how iris roots used to be used to alleviate teething pain in babies, and how wild poppies were the inspiration behind the invention of salt shakers. After you're finished reading this book with your little ones, you can take them to a garden, a nursery, or a park to see all the plants they read about, and maybe even choose a couple to bring home to your very own garden. Kids will look at flowers in a whole new light and learn a little bit more about the natural world. Last but not least is the board book Terapunzel by Christy Webster. Terapunzel, Terapunzel, let down your hair. Terapunzel loves to sing, but the mean witch wants to steal her away so she can't share her songs. In this prehistoric retelling of the classic story, we are introduced to Terapunzel, a young girl who has been locked away in a tower, all because an evil witch wants to be the only one to hear her lovely singing voice. The witch enchants long hair onto our heroine so she can climb up into the tower and hear her singing whenever she wants. Soon, a prince comes along who is quite fond of music, and after an awesome jam session, he and Terapunzel make a plan for him to return with a ladder and save Terapunzel. But in this story, rather than having a damsel in distress, Webster decides to empower Terapunzel, and in the process, empowering any young girls reading along. So, when the angry and jealous witch catches the prince leaving and returns to try and keep the young dinosaur all to herself, Terapunzel has to take matters into her own wings. Gorgeous artwork and an empowering story make Terapunzel a wonderful read for parents and dino-loving kids alike. If you enjoy Terapunzel's story, make sure to check out the other 2 entries and the Once Before Time series, Cinderella Rex and Sleeping Bronte. And that's all the books we have for today. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, the Bob Harkins branch and the Nechako branch are both open now, so please come visit us and take out your favorite books. We have a number of new regulations to help with the prevention of COVID-19, so please check our website out for all the ways we are helping to keep our community safe. As always, if you have any questions or are wanting any more recommendations for books or media, you can get a hold of us at our phone number 250-563-9251 or email us at ask@pgpl.ca. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, and as always, check out these books.